Hey there, Will here with IntoMobile. We're taking a look at the Droid 2, the Motorola Droid 2 from Verizon, the latest droid really, not one of the Droid variants, but the successor to the original Droid, which is the Droid 1, which I have right here. This is the Droid 2. Notice how small the box is. No real wasted space. My hand can pretty much palm the entire box there. And open it up, you got the Getting Started guide. You've got a little Droid 2 thing going on right there. And you got the phone, of course, the most important thing. So, notice, navy blue in color. We got the silver trim here. The silver trim here, kind of chrome, shiny looking, metallic looking bezel. You'll notice right off the bat that you've got the curve right here, and the whole top slider extends to the length of the phone. Original Droid, it's got that shelf right there, right? So on the Droid 2, it's got that more curvy, sexy look, but mostly the same. You see the battery cover is even designed similarly. Take a look here, you'll see those little hooks in the battery cover on the original Droid. This guy is actually really stiff, but it has the same design as you'll see right there. They both have that 5 megapixel camera. Actually, the same 5 megapixel camera. That hasn't been updated from the 1 to the 2. So this is the Droid 2. There we go. So, continuing the unboxing, we'll set that aside for a second there. We've got the data cable, of course. We've got the micro USB right there. And we've got the USB right there. So you plug this into your computer, this part into the phone, and you have a data cable. Or you plug this into your wall, put the cable in there, and you've got a charging cable for your Droid 2. Anyway, so that's the box. Pretty nifty. First of all, we're gonna need to take off. Yes, that's pretty. Okay, let's boot them up. Let that sit for a second. Notice it's got that updated red eye thing. And there it is, all booted up there. Notice the lock screen. When I try to slide the unlock button all the way across the screen, that bar kind of shows up, shows me that I need to fill it in order to unlock. I compare that with the original Droid, and you'll see that you don't get that bar, you just kind of get that dot saying, oh, well, I need to drag this to that green dot, and bam, unlock. So the vibration tells you, it vibrates when you unlock it. A little vibration lets you know that you did it successfully. The power button here, they barely look any different, but notice this guy's got a little bit of the contour, this guy's flat, this guy's a little stiffer, this guy kind of has a little bit of play. Overall, fit and finish here is just better, but the keyboard here is much improved. It doesn't look very different, but first of all, notice that this D-pad is gone and replaced in favor of these arrow keys, which is actually a much better use of space, allowing you to have bigger keys, allowing you to have more space, like a bigger return. That return button there is small, that return is big, the space key here. The biggest difference being, of course, the difference in contour is really flat keys on the original Droid, and you've got a lot more contour here, a lot more curve to each key, so you kind of can feel your way around. That's very cool. We've got the, of course, 3.7-inch touchscreen. The capacitive touchscreen also works with multi-touch features and stuff like that. It's actually 854 by 480 pixels there. And of course, with EVDO Revision A, and so that's its 3G network. It's got Wi-Fi. It's got BGN Wi-Fi. It's got Bluetooth 2.1, all that cool stuff. It's actually got a 1 gigahertz processor, Texas Instruments OMAP processor, one of the newer generations of the OMAP processor. It's got 512 megabytes of RAM, that's cool. It's also got that same 5 megapixel camera from the original Droid right there. We've got the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, of course, the micro USB port, which is both for charging and data transfer, with a little light. That's cool. The little light tells you when it's working or not. That'll flash. And that's actually pretty cool. We got the microphone right there. The dedicated shutter button, again, like the power button, it is more refined on the Droid 2 than on the Droid 1 that's just flat. The volume rocker keys, very cool. And I'm not actually sure what that little thing is. That's for the protection on the back plate right there for the slider. It's a little piece of plastic. Under the battery cover, we've got the micro SD card slot, 8 gigs bundled with the phone. Not hot swappable. You do have to pop out the battery and reboot the phone in order to get at the micro SD card, but that's cool. Oh yes, we've got the navigation buttons. That's menu right there. That's home. Every time you hit one of these, you get a little vibration on the phone letting you know that you've actually registered a key press, and of course the search button brings up Google search. Unfortunately, no dedicated number row. That's kind of a problem. for me, but for some it doesn't matter. I like the dedicated at key there, the dedicated search button, and the microphone key for voice searches. That's really cool. The big return key, that's a big plus, and the dedicated OK button. So very cool. A good keyboard. I like the direction keys down here instead of the D-pad as on the original Droid. Overall, looking good. Of course, it's got the sensors right there, the ambient light sensor and the proximity sensor and all that stuff. And there it is. We're running Android version 2.2, which is Froyo. And what that does is it gives us some cool features, like when you go into Android Market and you check your downloads. What's really cool here is you get the option to automatically update your app. So as soon as there's an update available, it'll update your app for you. Quick little look at the new Verizon Motorola Droid 2, the latest in the Droid series, compared to the original Droid, again from Verizon, still looking very similar, but much more refined on the Droid 2, and more to come. Stay tuned, we'll have the software tour for you in another video.